Welcome back, everybody, to some more Factorio, and I had to wonder about how I would start this video, because my inclination is pretty much always to speed ahead through some of the duller parts, so you don't have to see them necessarily, and have them not necessarily take like 16 different episodes, but on the other hand, especially early on, the grind of getting everything together and how it all clicks is the major thing that you want to really be, like, paying attention for with this game. So, we are back pretty much instantaneously after our previous episode there. Now, I really want to get an actual fuel supply going up to here, but we don't actually have any splitters to do it with just yet. So, I guess I'll just be over here holding F to pick up a bunch of coal and shoving it into those machines. Because why not, apparently. They don't really need it, but they'll thank me for it. Sort of silently and warmly. That's how you know a furnace and such is, like, happy with you. They get really warm, right? No? Just me? Okay. Right, so what I think I'm going to aim for, at least initially, is to have full belts. And this is where we start to do a little bit of planning. So, we've got this big, nice coal vein down here that we don't really have any way to tap right now because it's over there. Also, by the way, I'm a complete derp and overlooked electric mine drills entirely. You have them from the start. Believe it or not, I just didn't actually see them at all because I'm apparently blind. But I digress. So, we could build up this way, we could build up this way, even that way. If we were feeling particularly daring, we could attempt to build a diagonal thing. The way that we're going to be doing this is what's called a bus. A bus is more or less a big long cable through which all of your data flows through. In this case, our data being actual materials, so we're going to be sending things along, like, actual parallel lines so that they go to all of the different places that we need them to go. And I think I'm going to go starting a little bit from down just below here, so we have a nice big room potentially to expand our production of power, because we're going to need a lot of power. We're going to start with 4 lines, 2 spaces in between. We could have more if we wanted, but what the hell, let's have 3. Makes it easier to drive cars through at the very least. So on the left-hand side here, we will have iron, and on the right-hand side, we will have copper. And then another 3 places away, we'll have let's go with 3 for gears. That's going to be a little weird, but we'll work it. And the reason that we're doing this in 4s, just to explain for right now, is that when you initially start, when we first get these underground belts, they have a maximum length of 5, which is to say, the end of the underground belt is 4 blocks away from where the first one is. So when you first get underground belts, they're only wide enough to go across this much width. Otherwise, things get very complicated. But we are probably not going to have too big of an issue with that on the outer edges here, so we'll have 3 for steel there as well. 3 apart again, we'll have 3 for electric circuits, and then 3 for red circuits, which we will not have to worry about for quite some time, but we'll keep it there just on our lists anyways. And I'll just draw this out real quickly just so I know where it all is. And let me see. Our lines up here have a rate of 13.33 items per second. We'll round that down and say that it's 13. So 13 times 4 means we need to be producing 52 iron plates and such per second. Oh boy, things are about to get wild, everybody. Now do we want to go through that and get that, or do we want to try something else? Steel would be nice, but we don't really have a big facility to make any of it right now. Turrets are going to get more and more important as our pollution plume grows. It has already, in fact, exceeded the range of that, so let me just get together a quick little radar, and then we can actually see a bit more of what we are dealing with right now. We only have the one thing working here. This is going to be a big power drain. But we are apparently keeping up for the moment, at the very least. So that is going to just gradually search around and show us what's going on. But for right now, let's hit up... Logistics 2 is an obvious one, isn't it? Just so we can actually get better undergrounds and such. But steel unlocks so much as well, including actual power and actual, like, material processing that's worth a dang. And that's only 50 red as well. So, sure, we give the copper 50, and we give this 100, and that will very eventually get through steel processing for us. It's not very fast, but it's a start. And meanwhile, I guess we can start to turn some of this over to electricals. Now, electricals, a lot of people have a lot of different ways of laying out electricals, because they pretty much, by their nature, always tend to feed directly into actual, like, lines rather than furnaces like we have over here. And, oh, also, we do actually have, like, splitters, so I can actually have that going. Yeah, that's a thing. Right. So let's just grab a splitter and I can actually feed some of these for right now. But we are going to have to worry about power very quickly. And we don't have landfill, so this particular spot of water is going to be a bit of a problem. We might have to relocate our power supply a teensy bit. Just a teensy bit, you know. And here is where we start to see one of the biggest problems of Factorio. Or at least when you're playing it. Which is, we have one solid line coming in, and we have 2 lines coming out. Which means the input for each output is functionally half of a belt. Even if it does look like it's a full belt right now, unless this backs up completely, one half of this is always going to get half. So, you need to bear that in mind, because it's going to be a pain in the bum later on. But for right now, let me just plonk you there, so I can actually just grab you easily. Okay. Bring that down to about there. Okay, and make... Let's see, might as well make 5, because we're going to be needing them in a moment anyways. We're just going to auto-power the burner mining drills. Though we are going to need some electrical power, come to think of it. Blup. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. There. I just ghosted those instead of actually blazing them. Aren't I smart? And yeah, these are rubbish things, but they will suffice for the moment. There. Okay, so that's all of those fueled. We don't have to worry about putting any more fuel in those ourselves anymore. Just gonna grab as much of this as we can. Autosave in the early days is a godsend because it doesn't take half an hour. Okay. So these have a crafting time of 2. That's the little stopwatch icon at the top there. Which means that with our crafting speed of 1, it will take 2 seconds per crafting drill when we are only crafting the actual like mining drill. These have a crafting speed of 0.5, which means that it takes twice as long. Because if you're wondering, the way that you take this is you take the crafting time, in this case, say 0.5, like 2, and you divide it. So if I grab my calculator over here, we take our crafting time of 2 over 0.5, which means it will take 4 seconds to craft a mining drill. And with these cases, you don't actually have to worry about them in terms of like crafting multiple things. We have to worry about crafting multiple things, but these guys, of course, only craft one thing. So yeah, there's that. But let's get together 5 mining drills, and this is where it gets really long. But we can take it, we can survive. We are now getting a lot of iron, and a sturdy backlog of copper, so it's fine. Don't need to worry too heavily much, I guess. I probably could do with sending another split line, which would then be 1/4 going up here, so that's that. But if we hit P, we can see our rate of productions. So in the past minute, I have produced about 66 per minute on copper. Well, I'm a lab baby. On coal, on there, yeah, that's baby numbers, but we're starting, we're working on it. Okay, and there's our nice lovely things. Now these are significantly faster than our other ones. Mining speed of 0.5, mining speed of 0.35. That's about a 50% increase. And they also have a much larger range, as you can see there. These guys will pretty much only go directly over themselves. But these guys can actually go even further. Hooray! So we can start to measure out how we want to do this. Now, as I say, there's a lot of ways that people will lay these out. I tend to prefer 2 wide with a splitter in the middle, just a splitter somewhere along here so that they can actually, like, use all of the lines. Other people's will do tessellating designs so they can get as many lines as possible out. Other people will just have them back to back on a single line so they can get more in a space. I tend to prefer this so I have more of an output. It's just the way I prefer to do things. You can do them however you like. But it's my show, so we're doing it how I like. And get another mining drill, just while I'm waiting on this. But okay, so obviously, as you can see, the distinction between the burner mining drill and the electric mining drill is it requires power, and we have terrible tiny pulls right now. But we're gonna be working on it, just for, you know, right now. Get over to here. This is not where I'm going to be keeping everything. For those of you curious, it's just where I'm putting it for the time being, because I don't have any other option. Okay, if I plunk that there, and that there, and have this here, then I can get power to all of these. Okay, I'm gonna need a couple more of these then. But I don't have any wood, so I have to go over here. Another reason that these small poles really suck, because very few things use wood, especially in the late game. But, and also there isn't even, like, an actual miner for this. The, like, fastest way I could think of that you could potentially mine this would be either using robots, or not even grenades, honestly. So, yeah, it's either using robots, or potentially, I guess, ramming into them with a buggy. It's a small list, suffice to say. And there, that gets one of them going. There, and that there. Okay. Good so far. Now, we obviously have the slight concern that we are not able to feed coal over here, but since we're about to get rid of these, that's not really a massive concern. But we are going to get rid of the pieces on this side, just so we don't end up with items on the weird sides. Just grab that. Okay. Now, the next question that I have is how many of these am I going to need in order to have 4 lines full of iron? And the answer is too many. So we're just going to ignore that question for the moment. And then hopefully we can deal with that later. And just while I'm down here, and I have a single thing left, so we're going to go to here. Output priority onto the left. That is the way it's facing, so its left is always the same side for it. And that will just make sure that everything ends up on this line. Just a little bit of neatness. Okay. Now we need to actually add power, and of course these things are so small, they can't actually even, like, cover both sides of a too wide object. So this is gonna get very messy. I hate messy power lines. I hate them. But we're gonna have to do it. In the name of progress. But okay, that will ensure that these are heavily fueled and able to continue producing lots and lots of lovely iron for us. How are we doing on our steel processing? We are very nearly done, by the looks of things. Yep. Unless I miscounted somehow. Might be that I miscounted slightly somehow, but we'll find out. How is our power doing? Our power is nearing our production capacity. Okay. Don't worry about what accumulator charge is here for quite a while, though, don't worry. Hooray! Okay, done. So that gives us access to steel. We could then go into steel furnaces, which are larger, but they also craft much faster, crafting speed of 2. But that will require the science packs of green. So that's not likely to happen just yet, because that will require quite a bit of stuff. But that is more or less the next thing that we need to do. I am excited to get through electronics, but we won't actually have any need for a filter inserter for quite some time yet. But it will get us another step to better power, better power solutions. So we'll go with that. So let me see, we need, let's see, it was 30 of that, and 60 of this. Which I don't think I'm gonna have to count that. Okay. There we go. So, exactly perfect. And, okay, so... Factorio calculator. In order to make... Let me see, what is it? Blip. It is 13.33 times 4. That's 53.2. And that's per second. So... 53.32 is going to... Oh, no, that's the wrong thing. 53.32. There we go. Items per second equals 186.7 factories. And 101 electric mining drills. Oof. Oh, that's painful. Oh, that's not nice. Hey, how do I craft a paper bag? Hey, okay. That's fine. That's not remotely possible, but it's fine. Okay, fine. Right. Well, let's get, like... Okay, what about... especially with the low grades here, this is gonna be really bad. Oy. Like, at least when we get to blues, if I can find them... Yeah, when we get to blues, these have a crafting speed of 0.75. You won't actually ever see an assembling machine that has a crafting speed of 1, because the next one after that is actually 1.25. And you make it with speed modules and everything, so it's kind of high-end. But oh boy, using just basic furnaces, getting that many items is going to be a pain in the neck, so I guess I'm going to be looking at making green science so that we can get steel furnaces. Oy. So, green science. Still made by hand at a reasonable period of time, but it requires transport belts and it requires inserters. Now, that means you need just iron going in for the transport belts, we need iron and copper going in for the inserters. So we wouldn't be able to do this kind of system that we have down here for it because, well, frankly, there's going to be too much going on. But we're going to work it out. We're going to work it out. Oh, yeah. Right. So, let me think, how do I want to do this? I can probably supply this with one line going in, and I'm just going to go off to the side a little bit over here so that we can actually work this out. We're going to need at least 3 crafting, like, assembly machines, just as rates. There is no way we won't. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. So this we will have making the transport belts. This we will have making the inserters that we can't actually have auto-crafted yet because they take 3 ingredients, don't they? Right, that's the other limitation of assembly machines, is that they can only craft objects that take a number of items equal to 1 plus their level. So yeah, and ones that require liquids I think have to, like, mandatorily take 2 and 3, so yeah, we can't actually make that work just yet. We cannot auto-craft that just yet until we get access to assembly machine 2s. But okay, let's still just, like, model this at the very least, just so that we know that we have it. So, this comes out of here, on this side preferentially, that's the way that works. This goes out of here into that side. And then we have an array of machines actually trying to make the greens. Okay, I guess for the moment I can at least handcraft a few inserters. Like, that shouldn't be too massive an issue. In fact, I'll probably do it faster than most things that we have access to right now. Obviously, we don't have power over here, so I will be working on that in a hot minute. And that shouldn't be too much of a problem. And I guess the main question then is how do we get the things out? We only have access to one kind of underground belt. I can show some tricks with that later on. But for right now, we're only gonna have we're just gonna have to deal with the one. In fact, I'm gonna make an iron chest just for you to dump your stuff in. Why not? Okay, And this is going to require, let's say, at least one more chest with another inserter. Another one to this side. About 3 inserters in a chest. Okay, that's what we have currently. That's what we have to deal with currently. And just a little bit of editing there, and that gets us basically what we're looking at as writ for right now. We could, obviously, we could make this smarter, smaller, that kind of thing, but for right now, this will do. And doing that does nothing, but it does actually also prevent things from working. So, it's like the blueprints and the, what's it called? The deconstruction planner are functionally just for when you have robots. They determine whether robots place things and whether they remove them, but they're still handy early on for when you're just trying to make things up. So, over here, we can do this, and we don't have just enough space there, because of this water mostly, to actually send this through properly, but we can at least make this a little tidier for right now. Okay, and put that on green, and give it some power, which we are, thankfully to that, actually able to fit all in one thing. Okay, so we are going to need to get our hands on Automation 2, if I can find it again, jeez, 80 Science Pack 1s. So for that, it would be 80 of this and 160 over here. Oh god. So let's stick that in, and 10 of this. And 80 of that. Okay. We can just let that run then. So we've got this for right now, and then we'll be over at our bus anytime soon. Oh boy. But yeah, you can see where a lot of the time goes early on. It is very much a slog just to get anything built. In fact, we've already burned through one of the two. We're nearly out, in fact, of pickaxe. Oh, that I crafted yesterday. Oy. Oof. It's just, it keeps going. It keeps going, everybody. And you're out of coal. What do you know? Guess I should make you a little thing then, shouldn't I? Fine. There. Now you'll never go hungry again. Not that you really have much worry for that at all. But, yeah, you know, it's a thing. And rotate that. Go to there. And grab ourselves another one. And there we go. So, now that's fully powered. It's janky as heck, but it should work. It should work. I just noticed that our lab is called Wang Coffin. I just noticed that. Well, I guess this is the Wang Coffin Memorial Lab, everybody. Okay, that sure is a thing. Oh boy. Okay, Automation 2. We want that, because that will allow us to start making more complex things. Than we already are, anyways. Ugh. And let me see, the next thing that we want after that is Advanced Materials. So that's 75 packs, which is going to require 75 transport belts. And 2 transport belts requires requires a grand total of 3. I forgot that this takes gears. That's going to require another one. Because we don't I'm used to having a bus already. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, well, we can fix that. So, bleh, bleh, bleh. Bleh. And bleh. Power. There, okay. So, to make... If I can just grab my thing again. Okay, to make 72 iron gears is going to cost us... 144, I can count, of our plates. So, there, and there, so that's all that should need. And it will also require, was it 80? 80, well, 80 over 2 is going to, I did not count about the 2, did I? 80 over 2 is going to require 40. There. Okay, that gets that. And then we just need 80 inserters. We're not carrying any right now, so I will just right-click until that goes down to 80, and then we will have all the inserters that we need to get a better smelting situation. Now, the blast furnace, I think it's called, is still, the steel furnace, is still not the fastest that we can go here. The next furnace up, which is the electric furnace, is much later down the road, is actually the same crafting speed, but it has this distinction that it is electrically powered, you don't need to have a coal input, and you can put modules in it, which means it can be accelerated quite considerably. You can get it up to at least 8, I'm gonna say. Pretty sure it's 8. But, well, we're still just gonna chug along for the moment. We will get to the point, I promise. Very soon. How are we doing for power? Power is still holding. Good, because I'd rather not add another one of those yet. And how is our map looking? Have we identified any threats? None yet. There's definitely nothing inside of our pollution cloud here, so that's good. Oh boy. But yeah, this is going to be a while. And let me know in the comments if you would prefer if I skipped ahead a bit to like maybe the point where we start to get the bus started, or if you'd prefer I didn't just keep doing all of the grind early on, that kind of thing, or do you like seeing the grind? Let me know. And, well, that'll be it for now. So, peace, I guess.